Today we will be presenting an experiment that dives into understand the impact of recursive process creation on system resources. This experiment conducted in both Unix and Windows environments is aimed at exploring the behavior of operating system under high process creation loads. We will analyze the three levels of experiments with increasing complexity and resource demands. This assignment was submitted by my teammates was Deepak N, Manoj, Raju GH, and Sandeep and Yuvraj. Next explanation of code was continued by my teammate Deepak N.
Good evening everyone, myself Deepak. Today I am going to present children code. In children code includes the necessary libraries and declares the function. First, hashtag include windows.h. This function provides Windows specific API functions like shared memory management. Second function, hashtag include stdio.h. This function enables the input and output functions like printf and fprintf. Third function, hashtag include stdlib.h. This function includes utilities like ATOI and quicksort. Function Next, function protocols: sort array, int size. These are the function prototypes that is used to a custom function to sort an array section. In compare, constant void a, constant void star b, a comparator function for the C, library function of quicksort. Next, command line arguments: argc, number of arguments passed, including the program name, is called argc. Argv, array of strings containing the arguments, checks if the required number of arguments is provided. If not, it prints an error message and exits. Next, variables: start index of the array section to be sorted, comma, converted from a string using ATOI. Array size, number of elements to sort, also converted from a string. Thank you. Next, further continued by Sandeep.
From line number 18, accessing shared memory. Open file mapping opens an existing shared memory object named local shared memory. File map all access, grant read or write access. HMAP file handle to the shared memory object. Error handling: if the shared memory cannot be opened, an error message is printed and the program exits. Map view of file maps the shared memory objects into the process address space, running a pointer to the memory. Sorting the section, sort array size calls the sort array function to sort a subsection of a array starting from start index with array size elements. Next part will be continued by my teammate Yuvraj.
Good evening everyone, myself Yuvraj Vibhajantri. Today I am explaining about children's code from line number 36. Unmap view of files unmaps the shared memory view to the release sources. Close handles closes the handle of the shared memory object. Qshort, a qshort line library function that stores an array. Concept compare, a customer compare to integers return and it executes. Next part will be continued by Raju.
The next part of the code is the parental process. This line 1 says that Windows.h provides Windows specific APIs for shared memory and process creation. And next step is, this is the part 2 of the explanation of the code. This is parent process. In this explanation, we have discussed about header files in this code. In header files, having one line first, Windows.h provides Windows specific API for shared memory and process creation. In second line, Studio.h used for input output operation printf and fprintf. In includes the functions for memory allocations, random number generation and conversion like malloc, rad, and free. And string.h, it provides the function for memory manipulation. Limits.h defines constants like int max for limits for integral types. And next, array size, the total size of the array to be sorted. And num children, the number of child process to span. The child dot array dot size, the size of the each array segment assigned to a child process, calculated by dividing array size by num children. Like a global variable, like we have used for int I, a loop control variable, it used for the throughout the code. When use the function prototypes like generate random array, like fills an array with random integers, with merge sorted arrays, with like merger sorted segments into single sorted array. Next, we have create a shared memory for the dynamic allocates the memory for main array to old array size integers and exists with an error if allocation fails. Like a random array generation, we call generate random array to fill main array with random integers. We have taken that shared memory creations. Creating a file mapping creates a shared memory objects like a named local shared memory. Like parameter, we have used to invalid dot handle dot value. No backing file. Shared memory is purely in RAM. um, Purely read write allows it read and write access. The array size, the size of int, specifies the memory size, and it exits with an error if the shared memory creation fails. Memory shared memory. If map view of file, the maps the shared memory into the it returning a pointer of shared array. The memcpy, it copies data from main array to shared array. This process called process of creation of parental in initially. The next part of the code was explanation by the my teammate Manoj MS.
We know this program has two parts, child process and parent processes. This program performs parallel processing to sort parts of an array by creating child process and then the merges the sorted parts into a single sorted array. Then the line by explanation by 47, this process information will be stated at that for line number 47. The declares an array to store information about the processes. Example, process handle, then the thread header, and process IDs are the next upcoming some of the variables here. Declares an array to store startup configuration information for each child processes. Then the declares a string buffer to hold the command line argument for the child process. A loop counter used to iterating over the child processes. A loop that iterates the over minimum over number children creating one child process per iteration. Then the initialization the startup info structure for the current child processor to zero sets to the CB field. This CB field is indicates the size of this structure. Then the prepares the command line argument for the child processes. Child array size and child array sizes I into child array sizes are the n variables and their main formulas for the loop. Then the logs the command used to create the child process. It logs into the loop. Then the attempts to create a child process. If the value is null means then this CMD args command is not executed. False, then then only it will not again not executes. Then the start info of this start info of I. This is also helps the provides startup information for the child processes. Process info stores the information about the thread, then the thread process of the thread of the child processor. If process creation fails, logs an error message with the segment number and the error code gets last error of. Then the loop, some of the loops are also here. Then the what wait a process for and cleanup. Loops through all child process ensures only valid processes are handled. uh, Waits for the current share process to complete execution. Then the closes the handle associated with the process and its thread to release resources from the memory. Then the merge sorted array actual function here it will call from here calls a function to make the function into further, shared array size indicates the total size of the array. Num children array size. Then the size of the each array segment will be indicated here. Then the memory cleanup. Here the releases resources associated with the memory cleanup happens because of releases resources associated with the shared memory and frees the dynamically allocated memory. Then the end of the main program it will be happens here. Output a successful message ends the program. If the valid functions are given, then the end will be happens. Then if not given, then it will going to execute further. Then the generate random array. Here the numbers here the generates random array according to the given user input. Here one for loop also is there. It will having random percentage of 10,000 generates a random number. If that random number of remainder is between the 0 to 100, then the array I stores the random number in the array. Helper function merge sorted the arrays. This merge sorted arrays helps because of using pointers dynamically allocates memory for it. This dynamically memory allocates because of malloc function used in the actual program. Then the temp array, temporary array to store the merged results. Indices tracks the position of the each assignment during merging. And further it will initializes the variables for the merging loop. It will create minimum value with minimum index. Then the merging will be happens. Iterates through each segment, checking if there are remaining elements. Indices I is less than the segment size ensures if it will ensure the current segment is the it is not exhausted. Finds the small value is corresponding to segment index. If a smallest value is found, adds it to the temporary and advance the index for the segment. That will copy back and clean up the copies the merged result back to the original array and frees the allocated memory. This type the program will be done. The program divides the array into segments and assigns them child process to execute further. Each child process actually sorts its segment independently. The parent process waits for the all child process to complete their child actually. Finally, the program merges the sorted segments into a single sorted array. This code is actually parent process. Then the next output section is covered by the Raju GH. He will execute further.
Okay, we have done the explanation of code of these children processes and parent processes. Now can we have look out of the output of the children processes? Let's show. Let's we compile that. That we no errors. That we run. We have that usage C users PC app data hash local Microsoft Windows attach this children.exe start index size. This is the output of the children processes. We have created that the code of explanation. Next move on to the parent processes. Now we will compile now. This is the output of the parent processes. First we attempting to create a process with command children.exe. We have taken 10,000 like random number. It gives a failure to create a child process for the segment. Thus we have to create this code for the output. Thank you.